Hi. Official recaps here. Today, I'm going to explain a film from 2017 called The Promised Neverland. Before getting to the video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like to support the channel. At the start of the film, an 11-year-old girl called Emma gets out of bed and wakes up other children sleeping in the same hall. They reside in the Grace Fieldhouse, a massive orphanage where all of their needs are met. They are led by Isabella, whom the children refer to as Mom. Although the children are not related by blood, they live as one big family and receive a lot of love from their mother. Their days begin when Emma awakens everyone up. They then settle down and share a variety of healthy foods. The orphanage prioritizes the education and welfare of the children. They are taught in the orphanage's grounds, just like any other classroom. Emma and two of her best friends, Norman and Ray, always succeed in school and achieve the highest grades. The children are also tattooed with identification numbers and have no awareness of the outside world. A big meadow surrounds the orphanage, where the children run around and play together. They are not, however, permitted to leave the meadow's perimeter barrier. The children come at the orphanage as infants, but they do not remain there their entire lives. They are organized to be adopted by foster parents and to venture out into the world to meet new people. Similarly, Connie, a young girl, departs the orphanage one day. The kids wish her well and urge her to be good to her new parents as they send her off. Isabella then walks Connie to the orphanage's main entryway. Meanwhile, Emma discovers a plush toy beloved by Connie and rushes outside with Norman to return it to her. When they arrive at the entry gate, they notice that Isabella and Connie have already passed. The two take a risk and slowly step outside, where they discover a solitary van and no one else. The pair is horrified as they gaze inside the van. Connie is motionless on the floor, a plant stabbed into her breast. Two grotesque creatures approach them before they can respond. Emma and Norman are frozen in astonishment, hiding beneath the van. The animals argue about the superiority of human meat. One of them says that the meat from this farm is elite and is only available to wealthy demons. The children who have come out of hiding discover that their orphanage is nothing more than a farm where they are raised like cattle to be eaten by demons. Isabella comes and informs the demons about the students who receive the highest grade in the class. Those are the pupils who are the most delectable and in high demand. Isabella had been teaching them how to taste better for the demons. She promises to deliver the children with the highest scores the next time. Norman and Emma barely escape detection and flee to the orphanage. Emma collapses, crying in the middle of the scene, saying that the girl they saw was not Connie and refusing to believe their mother can be this evil. Norman attempts to calm her down by telling her that they can flee the orphanage, but Emma is concerned about the other children who are like family to her. Emma and Norman discuss the prior day's events the next day. Norman proposes that they plan an elaborate escape from the orphanage and keep the others in the dark until the plan is finished. They resolve to cross the fence that day to see what life is like outside. They come to a tall wall after walking through the forests for a while. They are unable to jump across it, so they retreat. Meanwhile, a young girl called Nayla becomes disoriented in the woods. Isabella checks her watch and quickly returns Nayla. Emma and Norma notice this and understand that the watch is a transmitter that allows her to locate all of the children. The next day, Norman and Emma go to the forests with a rope in hand, intending to cross the wall. They are then apprehended by their best buddy Ray, who is suspicious of them. Norman tells Ray the truth about the shelter, detailing everything they heard and saw that night. Ray, contrary to what the two had expected, believes them almost instantly. He claims that they should flee the orphanage as soon as possible, but Emma demands that they not abandon the other children to be eaten. Isabella presents everyone to their new caretaker Krona at night. The group's escape becomes more challenging with Krona's arrival. Then we see Isabella and Krona conversing, during which Isabella reveals that she discovered Connie's toy and is aware that Emma, Norman, and Ray are aware of the orphanage's true purpose. She is sure, however, that they will not escape. Later, the three went their separate ways to speak in private. Norman suspects that one of the children is Isabella's informant, who gives her all of the information. If this is correct, they know that one of the older offspring should be chosen. The group chooses to inform two of the older children, Dawn and Gilda, about the orphanage's reality. They initially do not believe the children, but ultimately agree to assist them. When the three are alone, Norman claims to have told Dawn and Gilda about two separate locations for the ropes they will be using to climb the wall. The one who vanishes first will disclose who the spy is. One of the cords vanishes the next day. Emma and Ray are overjoyed that they have discovered the infiltrator. Instead, Norman admits that the rope story was a ruse to catch Ray. He had informed Ray a fictitious location in order to determine whether he was the spy, and Ray had fallen into the trap. Ray finally admits that he found the truth about the orphanage a long time ago but knew he couldn't leave. He challenged Isabella, who said that no matter what, he would one day be given to a demon. So, with no other choice, he volunteered to be a spy for her in order for her to postpone his adoption. However, Ray has not informed Isabella of the children's plan to use the rope to climb the wall, leading Norman to think Ray is unfaithful to her. Ray then admits that he has been plotting his escape for quite some time. In fact, he was the one who stole Connie's toy so Emma and Norman could discover the truth and would attempt to flee as well. Norman proclaims Ray a double agent and retains him on the team. Ray goes to Isabella at night and lies to her about Norman attempting to contaminate her food. Isabella thanks him but adds that Ray's time to be adopted is approaching. When Krona overhears them talking the next day, all 5 of the children decide to leap over the wall. Rather than reporting to Isabella, she joins them. Krona, it turns out, was also a student like them. She wishes to replace Isabella as the orphanage's new mother, and she is willing to assist the children in doing so. They go to her chamber at night, where Krona tells them everything she knows about the outside world. Man and spirits were at odds over 1,000 years ago. Both creatures agreed not to bother each other after a long and exhausting battle. An agreement known as the Promise was made in which humans and demons agreed to exist in separate worlds. Some humans were abandoned in the demon world, which is how the humans' breeding farms began. By eating intelligent people, demons acquire their characteristics, preventing them from becoming mindless monsters. This also helps humans, which is why they sacrificed a few on the farm so that the world could be at peace. Isabella dismisses Krona the next day because she discovered her plans the day before. Krona notices their supervisor grandmother at the entrance as they leave. She makes a demon devour Krona for attempting to assist the children. The children then carry out their strategy. While Ray stalls Isabella and the other 2 keep a watch on her, Emma and Norman go to the wall. However, their plot is quickly derailed when Isabella locks Ray in a room and goes to find Norman and Emma. She eventually confronts them near a wall, saying that she has given them everything they desire in life and that they should not resist the inevitable. Emma attempts to stop Isabella, but she breaks Emma's leg in the process. She then tells Norman that he has been adopted, and that tomorrow is his last day in the institution. The group reassembles at twilight. They are concerned about Norman, who says he would gladly die if it meant that everyone else in the orphanage would be safe. Norman discovers a strange pen in his drawer after everyone has fallen slumber. Krona kept this pen there to aid them in their getaway. The next day, Norman climbs the wall with the aid of a rope in order to flee, but he comes to a cliff that he cannot cross. He returns to the orphanage, having acknowledged his death. With teary eyes, the group embraces one last time. As Emma sobs in agony, Isabella eventually takes him away. To Norman's astonishment, he is led to a man rather than a demon. The guy claims to be in charge of ensuring that everything in the world of demons and humans runs smoothly. While they are conversing, a demon appears in front of Norman, preparing to devour him. Emma is despondent as she recovers from her injury over the next few months. She and Ray have given up hope and have forgotten about their escape plot. Isabella monitors them every day and is relieved that they are under control. Ray is finally being turned over to the demons after 2 months. Emma comes to see him the night before and tells him that they still have a shot. Ray, on the other hand, has chosen to set himself on fire along with the house. Emma cries and begs for Isabella as the fire spreads. Isabella orders the children to leave the home immediately and attempts to extinguish the fire. After a while, she notices that there are no children present. It comes out that this was their intention all along. Emma couldn't do anything suspicious for the previous 2 months because Isabella was watching her, so Dawn and Gilda told the other kids about their plan and prepared them for it. Emma also discovered a letter in Norman's bed that contained a detailed plot. Emma couldn't inform Ray sooner because Isabella was keeping a close eye on them. They abandoned the small children because they could not risk endangering their own lives. Emma has vowed to return for them when they have more assistance. They are now climbing the wall as Isabella approaches them using the tracker. She quickly recognizes that the navigator isn't working because the children have taken the device out of their ears. Finally, once everyone is on top of the wall, they tie a rope to the other end and slip through it. Emma is the last to go, but Isabella comes and threatens to cut the rope before she can. Emma admits to Isabella that murdering the children has been difficult for her. Isabella wishes to see the children develop and is proud of them for making it this far. Isabella denies everything Emma says and insists on getting the girls back. Emma decides to take a chance and glide down the rope. Isabella has the opportunity to trim it, but she declines. She looks over at the kids she reared on the other side and smiles one last time. The children then proceed through the forest. They come to a halt when Emma informs them about the pen Krona had left them. When the pen is opened, it projects an image into the air. An owl appears in the image and guides them to the city, where they will be secure. Meanwhile, Isabella stands before the grandmother and the overlord of both realms. They are angry at Isabella for allowing the precious children to flee. As a punishment, she is fed to a demon at the conclusion of the film. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this.